What's up, world? This is your guy, Guitar K, and today's video is called Skip the Balance, Get Obsessed. Click the link in the description to check out the merchandise from Sealed Lips Destroy. Now, what are we talking about here? Everybody talks about how good it is to have a balanced life. And I'm not saying that it's not, but what I'm saying is if you're trying to chase greatness in anything, you're going to have to skip the balance. Now, I know we've all heard the term, you could be a jack of all trades, but a master of none.
Uh-oh.
Look, man, if it's something that you're trying to become great at, you're going to have to skip that balance mentality and you're going to have to lean all the way into whatever it is that you're trying to become great at. You're going to have to skip the balance, man. You're not going to become great at something with a mentality of trying to live balance. I was watching these videos, man, and I was watching videos of like great musicians and athletes, and then they talked about how they had to take on a mentality of becoming obsessed with their craft. That, they had to have a drive and passion and make sacrifices, man. Everybody out here, they want the life of a champion, but they don't want to put in the work. When you watch the speeches of the people that make it to like the Hall of Fame, I'm talking about the greats here, like Olympic gold medalists. These people was obsessed with their craft. They had to sacrifice, man. They had to forego comfort. They had to forego fun. Their life was not balanced because they was chasing greatness. Michael Phelps said that for 3 years straight, he got in that pool every day. No matter how he felt, he got in the pool. Holidays, birthday, anniversary, it don't matter. He got in that pool. That's what I mean by if you're chasing greatness, you're going to have to get obsessed. Now, everybody know that. My favorite baller of all time was Kobe Bryant. Black Mamba. Obsessed with hooping. And he always tell his story that he was never the fastest or the greatest athlete. He couldn't jump the highest, but nobody was going to outwork him, man. A lot of people, when they give the Hall of Fame speech, I was watching Ray Allen's, and he said it was nothing to do with talent. He said it's good to be talented, but what he want all the kids out there to know, that if you want to get to the level that he got to, you better be ready to work. You better be ready to put in that work, man. You're going to have to take on a warrior's mentality. Now, the warrior, he is out there ready for the fight. He's obsessed with training. He's obsessed with getting his body physically fit. He's obsessed with mastering his weapon. We're talking about self-mastery here. Like I said, you could be a jack of all trades, but a master of none. If you want to master something, you're going to have to become obsessed with it. There's no two ways about it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You can't take no days off, because once you take a day off, you're losing your sense of mastery. A lot of people talk about how, I just want to be better than I was the day before. But that's just lip service. Because if that was true, and if you're like my age, I'm 48 years old. And I have said that statement myself. But if I was truly living that, how great would I be after all these days that I've been living to reach the ripe old age of 48? Look, man. We got to really start believing in ourselves. We got to really start chasing the greatness that we want to become. I know a lot of people seen that movie, The Matrix. And I think it's the second movie when Neo was fighting all the Agent Smiths, when it was like about 1,000 Agent Smiths and they was trying to beat on Neo, but he was beating all of them. And there was one part when all of them piled on top of Neo and Agent Smith thought he had him beat, but he bust out all of them and beat them all too. And Agent Smith started talking crap to him. And he asked him, why do you keep getting up and fighting? Won't you just stay down? Won't you just stay defeated? Why do you keep getting up and fighting? And Neo said a profound statement, man. He said, because I choose to. It's a choice, man. Greatness is a choice. Resilience is a choice. Grit is a choice. We ain't worrying about how hard it is. We ain't worrying about how long it takes. The sacrifices, none of that. If you want it, you got to get up and go after it, man. If you want what is offered, is certain steps that you're going to have to take. No questions asked. Why are you even asking questions? If you want it, you're going to do what is necessary to get it. UFC fighter John Bon Jones, after one of his fights, he said that he wishes that everybody in the world could feel the feeling that he felt after he won that fight. He wished that everybody in the world could feel the happiness that he was feeling right then. But he said that most people won't, because most people are not willing to put in the effort and the training and the fortitude that it takes to keep getting up after you keep getting knocked down. Because see, most people, when they get a little bit hard, just a little bit hard, they know that they want it. Want to get a little bit hard. Oh, now all of a sudden, no, I don't feel like it no more. I don't want it no more. You got to be disciplined, man. Discipline trumps motivation. You got to have self-control. It don't matter about how you feel. You got to get up and do it anyway. When Michael Phelps was talking about getting in that pool every day, he said for like in the middle of that, like for 100 days straight, he didn't feel like getting in there. He didn't want to get in there. He would have rather laid in bed, but he got up and got in there anyway, man. And now look at all those gold medals that's hanging around that man's neck. Look at all those gold medals that's hanging around that man's neck. That's what I'm talking about, people. We're talking about greatness. When they talk about like regret, they talk about how the graveyard is one of the most richest places on earth because there's so many shattered dreams and unseen potential, so many songs that were never sung, so many poems that was never written, so many goals that were never met. All because we just didn't get up and do it. All because we gave up. I need you to never give up, man. I need you to truly lean into that, being just a little bit better than you was every day. If you get better by 1% every day, man, you will achieve greatness. Skip the balance when we're talking about your calling, when we're talking about what you're passionate about, when we're talking about your purpose. Answer your calling. And the only way to answer your calling is to get obsessed about it. You got to go after it. You got to chase it. You got to be relentless. Skip the balance, man. Balance will leave you weak. Balance will leave you sitting on the couch. Balance will leave you thinking like, well, I don't got to do it today. I'll do it next week. And next week might never come. Next week will turn into next month. Next month will turn into next year. Next year will turn into you ain't never get around to doing it. And you're going to die with all that potential that you never rose up to. They say that we don't rise up to our potential, but we fall to our habits. Get out of that habit of not chasing greatness. Get out of that habit of seeking comfort and talking about balance. Stop trying to be a jack of all trades. Stop spreading yourself thin. Lock in on what it is you called to do and chase that thing like it's no tomorrow. Why? Because it's not tomorrow. We only have today. Be great today. This is your guy, Guitar K. Be more